Hello everyone. In this video, we will see some word problems on quadratic equations. I will say the general form, the general form of a quadratic, let me write this as QE of a quadratic equation. I should say with single unknown, with single unknown is given by ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, where a, b, c are constants. To be very specific, I can say a is coefficient of x square, b is coefficient of x, and then c is a constant. So a quadratic equation can be solved using two methods. Sorry. First one is called factorization method. Factorization method. Second is formula method. Let us understand what is factorization method. In a factorization method, what we try to do is we split this small b, that is coefficient of x, into two, in the sense, let's say b is splitted into b1. In this, let me write it. In this, we identify b1 comma b2. I'll call that, say, such that b1 plus b2 should be equal to that b. Means I am trying to split this b into two parts, which is b1 and b2. If I add those two, I should get this number. For example, if it is 8, let us say, I am splitting 8 into 2 and 6, possible. Or I can also split it as 10 and minus 2. Even if I add 10 and minus 2 also, I may get 8. If I add 2 and 6 also, I may get 8. But at the same time, such that b1 plus b2 equal to b, and it should also satisfy, if I multiply b1 into b2, I should get a into c. Means whatever I am splitting this b into two numbers, if I multiply those two numbers, that should be the product of this a and c. If I can identify these b1 and b2 in this fashion, then we can factorize the above equation. Anyway, when we do any problem, that time we will be able to understand this much better. Okay. Let us go with formula method. We have the quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Then we can find out x as minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. So if we apply the formula, we will be able to find the values of x. Here also after after factorizing the equation, we can find out the values of x. Anyway, once we take some question and then do it, it will be much more clearer as far as factorization method is concerned. Here, it is straight away application of this formula a, b, c into this particular formula to get the values of x. Now let us move on to some problems. The very first question, sum of two numbers is 8 and sum of their squares is 34. Sum of their squares is 34. Find the numbers. So sum of two numbers is 8. So I can consider, let the numbers be x, comma 8 minus x. How I am considering this? Because actually 8 I am trying to split it into 2. If I consider one as x, naturally the other will be 8 minus x, because we know if I add these two numbers, I should get 8. For that reason, you consider the numbers as x and 8 minus x. Sum of the two, because they gave you sum of the two numbers is 8. Then sum of their squares is 34. Given sum of their squares, what are the numbers? X, square that. Then another number is 8 minus x, square that. If I add these two, I should get 34. So this is also given in the question. Now, if I expand this, I get x square plus, we will use that a minus b the whole square formula, which is a square plus b square, or sorry, a square plus b square minus 2ab is equal to 34. So what I did, I used this a minus b the whole square is a square plus b square minus 2ab. Simply using that algebraic formula to expand this. So now if I add these two, you get 2 times x square plus 8 square is 64 and this is minus 16x. Bring this 34 to the left side, you get a 0. Again, simplifying this, you get 2x square minus 16x plus 30 equal to 0. Now, further simplifying, I can do divide by 2 on both sides. We get what? X square minus 8x plus 15 equal to 0. Right? Now, we can think about factorization. Means I should think about some number which if I add, I should get this minus 8 because that is the b here. So I can say here a coefficient of x square. Coefficient of x square is 1 only. So a is 1. What is b? Coefficient of x, which is nothing but minus 8. What is c? Constant, which is 15. So we identified a, b, c. Okay. Let us first try to solve this using factorization method. How do we do it? I need to think about two different numbers, which if I add, I should get -8. But at the same time, if I multiply those two numbers, I should get 1 into 15. 1 into 15 is 15. Means if I multiply those two numbers, it should lead to 15 only. So what can be those numbers? So by viewing this, I can say the numbers can be -3 and -5, because we know very well -3 -5. If I add, I will get -8. Then -3 multiplied by -5. If I multiply these two, I will get positive 15. So I will split this as x square -3 -5. So I will write it as -3x minus 5x plus 15. This I verified, yes, it is matching, or I can able to do that. That is the reason I directly substituted. Instead of -8, I'm writing it as -3x minus 5x plus 15 equal to 0. Now, what is common in these two? In these two, the common is x. So take x outside, you will have x minus 3. Here in these two, what is common? Actually, the common is -5. I'll take -5 outside. What will happen is x will be there. And I should get 15 if I multiply. That means I will bring -3 here. Means -5 into -3, I will get positive 15. Got it? -5 into x, I will get this -5x. So that is equal to 0. Now again, in these two terms, what is common? X minus 3 is common. So if I keep x minus 3 outside, first term will be x, next term will be 5. This is equal to 0. So now this expression, this quadratic expression is splitted into two factors. That is why it is called as a factorization method. So from this, I can clearly say x minus 3 can be 0, or x minus 5 should be equal to 0. Either x minus 3 is 0 or x minus 3 should be 0, or both. I can say or both can be 0 also, to get a product as 0. Either one is 0, this one is 0, or this one is 0, or both can be 0. That's why I wrote or and, right? So what does it mean? Now from this I can say x is equal to 3, because x minus 3 equal to 0 means x is equal to 3, or x is equal to 5. So the answer is this: x is equal to 3 or x is equal to 5. This is factorization method, what we did. Factorization method. Now the same problem, let us try to use formula method and see how we can do it. Again, coming back to the equation, quadratic equation is x square, quadratic equation is what is that? X square minus 8x plus 15. Minus 8x plus 15 equal to 0. Already we identified A as 1, B as -8, and C as 15. Now applying the formula method, we know formula is x is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Now substitute those. Minus b, minus of minus 8 plus or minus square root of b square, which is minus 8 the square, minus 4 times a. A is 1, and then c. C is 15, divided by 2 times a, 2 times 1. Now simplify this. We will get minus of minus 8, it becomes plus 8, plus or minus square root of b square. Minus 8, the square is 64, minus 4 into 1 is 4, and then 4 into 15 is 60, divided by 2. This is nothing but 8 plus or minus. Square root of 4, it is 2 divided by 2. So I can say 8 plus 2 by 2 or 8 minus 2 by 2. What is the first one? It is 10 by 2, which is 5, or this is 6 by 2, which is 3. We got the same answers for x. Whatever we got it in factorization method also, we got the same answer, 3 or 5. Here also it is 5 or 3 or 3 or 5. So that is the solution for this problem. Next question. The difference of two positive integers is 3, and the sum of their squares is 89. Find the positive integers. See, let us say like this, in order to understand, let the positive integers be, I am first initially considering two variables or two unknowns, x and y. Then, and also I will say, and let x is greater than y. So the question says difference of two positive integers. Given x minus y is given as 3. That means I can say x is, or I should say, sorry, I'll keep x as it is. Bring this 3 this side to the left side, it becomes negative. Take this negative y to the right side, it is positive. So I can rewrite, hence we can assume the positive integers as x comma x minus 3. What I did, instead of y, I am now writing x minus 3. I wrote these steps so that this terminology or whatever is expressed, not terminology, whatever is expressed here, it is clearly understood. When they say difference of two positive integers, it is better to start with x and y. Understand y in terms of x, then you can rewrite what are the positive integers you are going to assume. We are going to assume now as x and x minus 3. Okay. Now, sum of their squares. So given sum of their squares, first item square is x square plus, because they say sum of the squares, minus 3 the square. This is given as 89. Now it is very similar to the previous problem. Let us expand it. X square plus a minus b the whole square, a square plus b square minus 2ab is equal to 89. So this is 2x square plus 9 minus 6 times x minus 89 equal to 0. What I did, I took this 89 to the left side. Now rewriting this, 2x square minus 6x, this will become minus 80 equal to 0. I can divide both sides by 2. So what will happen? This will become x square minus 3x minus 40 equal to 0. Now think about some number which will, think about two numbers which if I add I should get minus 3, and if I multiply those two numbers I should get negative 40. Why negative 40? Because this is nothing but 1 times 1 into minus 40. 1 into minus 40, I should get minus 40. So think about two numbers. I can now think as minus 3. If I want minus 3, I will take minus 8 plus 5. Why I am choosing minus 8 plus 5? Because if I multiply minus 8 into 5, I get negative 40. So I got the numbers as minus 8 and positive 5. That means using factorization, I will rewrite this as x square. Then I will write minus 3x as minus 8x plus 5x minus 40 equal to 0. So now let us consider common element in these two. Common element in these two is x. Take x outside, x minus 8. Here common element is 5. Take it outside, x minus 8 equal to 0. Now in these two terms common element is x minus 8. So keep that outside. So now x plus 5 equal to 0. Now done. So we can say it implies x should be equal to 8 or minus 5. But the question says positive integers. That means I should not consider minus 5. I will write here minus 5 is not applicable because the question says positive integer. So I will ignore minus 5. So I will consider x as 8 only. Therefore, x is equal to 8. And what is the other one? Other one is x minus 3. X minus 3 is 8 minus 3, which is 5. Therefore, the positive integers are 8, 5. That is the solution of this problem. Let us move on to the next question, which says 5 times of a positive whole number is 3 less than twice the square of the number. Find the number. So since we are supposed to find a number, let us assume, let x be the number. What it says, 5 times of a whole number means given 5 times x is, so I'll put equal to, is 3 less than twice the square of the number. Twice square of the number less 3. 3 less than twice the square of the number. So if I rewrite this, it will become a quadratic equation. Means I can rewrite this as 2x square minus 5x minus 3 equal to 0. Right? Now for this, let me not think too much about, we can even think about that because 2 into minus 3, 2 into minus 3 is minus 6. So minus 5 is there. Minus 5 is there means it is minus 6 plus 1 I can consider. Or 3 and this thing, 3, sorry, minus 6 and positive 1 I can consider. Okay, so now let us again do factorization. I can rewrite this as 2x square. I know the split of negative 5 should, if I multiply, I should get minus 6. So I will keep this as minus 6x plus x. Minus 6x plus x will give you minus 5x. And then minus 6 into 1 will give you minus 6. So minus 3 equal to 0. Now, common in the first term is 2x. Means in these two, common is 2x. So x minus 3, then plus x minus 3 equal to 0. Now, common in these two terms, this term and this term is x minus 3 times 2x plus 1 equal to 0. Which means x is, sorry, let me write like this, x minus 3 equal to 0 or 2x plus 1 equal to 0. So if I equate this to 0, I will get x as 3. Or if I equate this to 0, I will get negative 1. Sorry, 1 will go that side, it will become negative. Then 2 will get divided. That means it will be negative half. Negative half. But it talks about whole numbers, positive whole number. So I should not consider. Let me write it. If I equate this to 0, I will get negative 1 by 2. But negative 1 by 2 not applicable, since it should be a whole number. It should be a whole number. So we are not going to consider that. So we will consider only x as 3. Therefore, x equal to 3. That is the solution for this. Now, let us move on to the next question. It says, area of a rectangular field is 2000 meter square or 2000 square meter, and its perimeter is 180 meter. Find its length and breadth. So first of all, let me say, let L equal to length, B equal to breadth. Okay, first step. Now, what is area of a rectangle? Let me call it as A, is L multiplied by B, and that is given as 2000. Perimeter of a rectangle, perimeter is 2 times L plus B, that is given as 180, which means I can bring this 2 to the right side. It will go to the denominator, which means L plus B will be 180 by 2, which will give you 90. Or I can write B is equal to 90 minus L. Let me call this as equation 1, this as equation 2. Now, substituting, I will say substituting 2 in 1. What do we get? We get, means I'm going to substitute B for 90 minus L in the first equation. So I will get from the equation 1, what is that we have? L into B is 2000. L into B. Instead of B, I'm going to substitute it as 90 minus L is equal to 2000. Expanding this, we have 90 times L minus L square is equal to 2000. Or let me modify this. Let me take this negative L square to the right side. It will become positive. Positive 90L to the left, sorry, right side, it will become negative plus 2000 is equal to 0. Now, we may note if I add minus 40, minus 50, I will get minus 90. That is 1. Then, if I multiply minus 40 and minus 50, we will get positive 2000. So, I can factorize this or split this as L square minus 40L minus 50L plus 2000 equal to 0. What is common in these two? L is common. And then what is common in these two? 50 is common, or negative 50 is common. So it becomes L minus 40 equal to 0. Now, what is common in these two? L minus 40 is common. L minus 50 equal to 0, which means our length can be either 40 or 50. When our length is 40 or 50, what is breadth? Breadth is somewhere we wrote, breadth is 90 minus L. 90 minus L, which means breadth can be 90 minus 40, it is 50. 90 minus 50, it is 40. So I can say L comma B. If the length is 40, then breadth will be 50. Or if the length is 50, breadth will be 40. Now let's go to the next one. It says two squares have sides p centimeter and p plus 5 centimeter. Sum of their squares is 625 centimeter squares. Find the sides of the squares. What is given? Given sum of squares means p square plus p plus 5, the whole square is 625. So it is very similar to the previous problems. You need to only expand it. P square plus a plus b the whole square. A plus b the whole square is a square plus 2ab plus b square. Applying that, we have p square plus 2ab plus 5 square equal to 625. This will give you 2 times p square plus 10 times p plus 25 minus 625 equal to 0. Means we will have 2 times p square plus 10 times p minus 600 equal to 0. Again, this will be simplified by dividing both sides with 2. Means you will have p square plus 5p minus 300 equal to 0. Again, I can think about factorizing it. So if I want to factorize, I may think about uh, two numbers, which if I add, it should give you, what do you call? It should give you, if I add, it should give you 5. And if I multiply, it should give you negative 300. So I can think about minus 15 and 20. Because if I multiply 20 and minus 15, I will get negative 300. If I add, I will get 5, right? So I can rewrite this as p square plus 20 times p minus 15 times p minus 300 equal to 0. Let me just circle this. This is just for our, I could able to identify, so I write it. If I couldn't, I better use the formula method. Now in these two, common is p. So p plus 20. In this, the common is 15. So p plus 20 equal to 0. In these two, common is p plus 20. So I will say p plus 20 times p minus 15 equal to 0, which means p plus 20 equal to 0 or P minus 15 equal to 0, which means P is negative 20 or positive 15. But P equal to negative 20 is not applicable. Why? Because it is talking about some measurement, means some side cannot be negative. Side of a square cannot be negative. So we ignore, and we consider P as 15 only. What is that? It is given in centimeter. Yes. So I will say 15 centimeter. That is our solution to this. Let me move on to the next question. Question says, divide 50 into two parts such that the sum of the reciprocals is 1 by 2. Find the parts. Means question says, dividing 50 into two parts. If I consider the first part as x, then the other part should be 50 minus x, because if I add these two, I should get 50. So one part, if it is x, other part should be 50 minus x. Now, what is given? Given sum of their reciprocals, means 1 by x. Reciprocal means inverse. So reciprocal of x is 1 by x. Reciprocal of 50 minus x is 1 by 50 minus x. Sum of these two gives you 1 by 12. Now what? You need to take an LCM for this. Means LCM for x and 50 minus x becomes x into 50 minus x. So here you will get 50 minus x. Here you will get x equal to 1 by 12. Cross multiply this. Anyway, this and this gets cancelled. So if I cross multiply 12 into 50, it becomes 600. Here you will have x into 50 minus x. Now what? This implies 600 equal to 50 times x minus x square. Now rearrange the terms. I will take negative x square to the left side. It will become positive. 50x to the left side, it will become negative. And 600 I will retain. This will be equal to x. Now you need to think about, think about some two numbers which should give you 600. Very simple. Negative 30, negative 20. If I multiply those two, I will get 600. So I can straight away use factorization. X square minus 30x minus 20x plus 600 equal to 0. Now in the first two terms, common is x, take it outside, x minus 30. In the second two, common is negative 20, take it outside. This will be x minus 30 equal to 0. Now in these two terms, common is x minus 30. That means you will have x minus 20 equal to 0, which means x is 30 or 20. Means one part is 30, means other part should be 20. So that's the solution for this problem. In case if you find the contents of this video to be useful to you, I request you to please like, share it with your friends, and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you. See you in our next video.